Alright, we finally returned after God knows how fucking long.
2 months.
2 months early?
Yep.
Shit, we suck. We have Lockdown currently going on. We have our predictions going on for that as well. Raw, SmackDown, Impact, what's leading up to tonight, as well as the draft, as well as... God, a lot of other shit we really don't know.
News.
We have the top 5 we're going to do.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. That's right.
And you know what? I'm going to find a wrestling quiz just to see if Alex knows his shit.
Alright. Alright.
All that and much more coming up on this episode of the Pro Wrestling Rewind.
Shoot. Oh, there we go. Oh. There's no H in there, by the way.
Yeah,
there's no H in the V. An H in your name. No H in your name. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Rewind. We missed you. I hope you missed us. Lockdown is currently underway. But first, we got to fill you up on the draft so far. Currently in third place, the Jolton Jets, Jimmy's team. His team has a total of 1,255 points. Second place team, after the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and Genesis, J-Way with 1,360 points. And in the first place, Huevos Rancheros with a commanding lead of 1,385 points. That will definitely change because of tonight. And, yeah, Lockdown is underway. 2013. Here we go.
By the way, just want to say before we do this, the quiz I have for you, it's kind of weird. Just to let you know.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I can do weird. I am weird. Keep Austin weird. You know. There you go. Alright. First match that I think is going to start it off. I don't know how it looks. Let me go to OGQ, see where it's starting off. What's that?
Say the hell with it. We'll just go with it.
Okay. But I just want to keep it up to date as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do our predictions real quick before the first match gets over.
Okay. Loading.
We're going to start with the Triple Threat Tag Match.
Is that the first match?
I don't know, and I don't give a fuck.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start with let's start with the Triple Threat Tag Team match. We got the current champions Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, who I'm a huge fan. This is definitely awesome. I'm glad that they are a tag team. It's truly awesome. So Austin Aries and Bobby Roode against Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez, and against the former World Tag Team Champions of the world, Bad Influence, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian. JV, who you got in this match?
As much as I don't friggin' like him, I know for a fact Chris Daniels. I want Chris Daniels and Kazarian to win because they are on my team.
So is Aries.
So is Aries, yeah, true. But I don't think it's gonna work. I think Austin Aries and Bobby Roode are gonna retain it.
Okay. And we also have a guest with us. We have Newkirk G-Man 2.
What? Hello.
What?
Yeah.
It's okay you're talking about. It's okay if I can give my opinions as well.
Absolutely. Who do you think's going to win tonight for the tag title match?
Much as I despise Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, I'm gonna go with Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez because one, they're two Mexicans who are good wrestlers, and two, I think they have what it takes to actually win the tag team titles. I mean, they're a good tag team. They're a good tag team together.
They've done it before.
I mean, look how Chavo teamed up with Eddie, and they were a good tag team. So if Chavo did it with Eddie, he can do it with Hernandez.
All right. I respect it. I'm going to go with Aries and Rude. I'm going to go with Aries and Rude because they are awesome. Simple as that. Now, the match... Oh, jeez. Let's go with Robbie E versus Robbie T.
Oh my god, they actually decided to have a fight?
Yes. I don't care. I'm going to say Robbie T because I just want to see Robbie E get the crap beat out of him.
Robbie T will take down the Jersey Shore Zack Ryder wannabe fucktard. And that's all I gotta say about that.
All right, and G-Man?
I think that Robbie T is gonna get it. I mean, he's gonna win.
He's going to get it. He's going to, yeah.
Robbie's a big mouth, so somebody needs to shut him up.
All right. Next
Robbie
up.
is too pompous and arrogant.
Definitely. Next up, we got Joseph Parks versus Joey Ryan. 70s porn star wannabe. And you know what? I'm going to go with the 70s porn star wannabe because I don't really care for Joseph Parks.
Fucking would. I'm gonna go with Joseph Parks.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Joseph Parks.
I want to find Abyss. All right, now we got a triple threat X Division Championship match. We got Kenny. What? RVD lost?
Yeah, he lost to Kenny King on Impact
Well, this past one.
a couple weeks ago, I think. I haven't been able to keep track of TNA.
Okay, so it's Kenny King versus Christian York versus Zima Ion, who I have in my lineup.
Let me see too.
I have in my lineup at this moment.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Kenny King's going to retain, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
Let me see that.
and Gary?
I don't. For me, this match doesn't seem to influence me at all, so it doesn't really matter who will win this one.
That's what the R does stand for. Respond.
All right, understandable. Now we got the Knockouts Championship match. This is going to be a great match. This is going to be Velvet Sky against Gail Kim.
Find that or
And I'm going to go with Velvet Sky. One of the sexiest women on television.
Gail Kim. This is a hard one for me to think.
Velvet Sky for me.
I like
Thank
Velvet
you.
Sky. I like Velvet Sky, but I think in the end of it all, Gail Kim's going to retain the title.
Not retain. You mean regain?
Or, yeah, regain. Oh, wait, Velvet Sky's the champion.
Yes.
Shit. You know what? Let me actually say Velvet Sky wins it and retains it.
Okay. Now we got one of 3 steel cage matches tonight, which is kind of surprising because Lockdown's supposed to be all matches inside of a steel cage. But instead, it's 3.
They kind of dropped that after Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan eventually took over.
Horrible idea. But anyway, the first steel cage match, Kurt Angle versus Wes Briscoe, who I believe is in Aces and Eights. I think.
What?
I think Wes Briscoe? Yep, he is in Aces and Eights.
Who the hell is that bag?
I don't know, but either way, I'm saying Kurt Angle.
Yep, Angle.
Kurt Angle.
All the way.
Angle, and I got a shirt on, so.
USA. Now we got Team TNA versus Team Aces and Eights. Team TNA consists of Sting, Magnus, Samoa Joe, James Storm, and Eric Young. I don't know why he's in there, but alright. Versus Team Aces and Eights, we got Devon, Mr. Anderson, Mike Knox, Doc, or Luke Gallows, and Garrett Bischoff. Who should I
Who's
go
got
with?
the advantage? That's the question.
Yeah, who does have the advantage? You know what? I'm going to say Team TNA because they have Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Team TNA.
Team TNA for the fact besides Samoa Joe. You got Sting there. And Sting is pissed off. He wants his revenge.
Yeah. I think the fact that Eric Young in there is kind of confusing. But it is what it is. And finally, the main event. But finally, the main event for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship Steel Cage match. Jeff Hardy defending against Bully Ray. And I think it's time. It's finally time. Bully Ray finally gets his shot. And he will succeed. I see Bully Ray winning.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm going with Bully Ray too.
Oh. Awesome.
I mean, I've never seen Bully Ray as world champion before, mostly when he was in the... is it okay if I can say the other company?
Yes?
Yeah.
When he was in the WWE, he's been tag team champion for a long time. So I decided he deserves to be world champion for once. So I'm going with Bully Ray.
Agreed. And JB is going Jeff Hardy. Of course. How did I not know?
No sense. What the fuck?
Okay. Now there have been rumors and speculations that tonight we might finally see who the leader of Aces and Eights is going to be. Like, there's been rumors that it's going to be a certain King of the Mountain, a phenomenal one, and possibly even a Hogan. Who knows? So who do you guys think? Who do you guys think is behind Aces and Eights?
Well, to be honest, I haven't been watching TNA that much, so I have no idea.
Okay.
Well, you already told me before we came on camera here who you thought, and I have to agree with you.
I personally thought it was AJ Styles. I mean, think about it, guys. Think about it. He doesn't get a title shot for a year. He's been basically for the past year, last year, he's been treated like crap for. He's been treated like crap. Yeah, throughout the year, and he needs something to keep himself relevant. You know, he's the face of the company, pretty much. He has been for the past decade or so. So.
And you're right though. He hasn't been getting much of anything.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing shit, pretty much. That whole love angle storyline last year, which the WWE copied off of, it was horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Everybody knew he was married. Everybody knew he had kids. It was just stupid. And now he doesn't get a title shot until Bound for Glory. So, I think it makes perfect sense to put AJ Styles as the leader of Aces and Eights. Okay. Alright, now we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Old School Raw from this past Monday night. So stick around. Alright, guys, welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Rewind, Season number 3, Episode number 7. Now, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw this past Monday night from Gary's hometown of Buffalo, New York. And it was a very special Raw because it was old school. So, Gary, take it away, my friend.
First, let me put my specs on.
Specs?
Let me get the material. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, live from Monday Night Raw, which is live in ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it was live in Buffalo, New York. Monday Night Raw, old school. Children of all ages, I hope you all enjoyed it. And here, to kick off Monday Night Raw was the surprise return of The Undertaker, who's my favorite wrestler of all time, according to a lot of others on here. Surprise return, because, you know, every time when WrestleMania comes around, he tends to return.
Kind of have to.
Correct. Then, after that, CM Punk started to go with his, let's just say, crabby ways, started bragging and whatnot. Then then Orton showed, and Sheamus came out saying that they can beat the Undertaker's streak, even though Sheamus did admit he never did face the Undertaker at all at WrestleMania or at all ever, which I do agree.
Mm-hmm.
But then Guerrero signed that there was going to be a fatal 4-way match, which did happen, which I'll get to that a little bit. But first off, to kick it off with the fighting, Ryback versus Antonio Cesaro, the U.S. champion. I thought that match was pretty good because Ryback, feed me more jobbers.
He said it.
See what you fucking started.
He said it.
Dick.
Yes. Yes.
Dick.
Internet high five.
Okay.
Dick.
All right.
Okay, okay. Okay, the Feed Me More Jobbers, Ryback.
Yes.
He defeated Antonio Cesaro, which was a good match. Then a match that really didn't get that I really did not enjoy that much, which was Woo Woo Woo, it's Zack Ryder. Faced Mark Henry, the gorilla looking donut eating champion Mark Henry, going what J-Van would say.
Cream donut eating champion motherfucker.
He got Ryder got destroyed.
Yep, so Mark Henry did destroy Zack Ryder.
Unfortunately.
It was a celebration. He had 24 donuts in one sitting.
And apparently there's going to be a match between them at WrestleMania.
Right.
Are you serious?
No, I'm serious. Mark Henry versus Donuts at WrestleMania.
Oh. There we go. That was good. I didn't even expect that to happen.
Buzzing! All right, there we go.
Then after that, it was a match between that was really good. Miz facing the show-off Playboy Dolph Ziggler.
Ugh.
That was a good match, actually.
It was a good match. I have to agree. Miz topped it off. Did a good job defeating Dolph Ziggler. Then later on, there was confronted each other in a point, counterpoint.
No point at all.
Conversation, whatever the frig it's called.
Point, counterpoint, no point at all between The Rock and Cena, pretty much.
Exactly.
Pretty much they were bragging, see who will win at WrestleMania between if it's like either The Rock or Cena. But boys, who do you think will win at WrestleMania?
I think the funny thing is, the thing that topped it off, and I'll be honest when I say this, is he says, you think you can beat me. But John, I know I can beat you. That's it.
Winning is about heart. You just got to find it in the right place.
That was a conversation. That was the check. Whatever the frig it's called between Rock and Cena. That happened.
You know who said that?
What?
You know who said that? Winning is all about heart. Just got to know where to place it. You know who said that? Lance Armstrong. He's full. He was full of crap, and so was John Cena.
Yeah, so are you. That was fucking great.
Then there was supposed to be a match between the two guys. We the people. Zeb
Coulter.
Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger.
Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger. Swagger was supposed to face Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Pretty much it was a brutal attack that Swagger did on Duggan, Slaughter, and Rhodes with Duggan's 2x4.
So the match was pretty much a no contest, ladies and gentlemen.
Basically.
Yeah, so pretty much the donkey walked away with the shaggy dog. You understand?
Huh. Next.
Then the match that I really didn't, I thought was okay between Team Hell No, the tag team champions, with Goat Face Beard, with Daniel Bryan and Kane facing the Primetime Players.
That was fucking great.
It was a good match. I have to agree with you on there.
With the $1 Million Man, with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase at ringside.
With Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, because the way that worked was freaking stupid. You just say that.
Yep.
If Team Hell No were to lose, then $1 Million Man would give Primetime Players $1 million and support them.
Then all of a sudden, it was a match between Bros Clay and Tensai defeating 3MB, which was, I thought, pretty good. And don't forget that they had the Honky Tonk Man on ringside with them. Then, as soon as the match was all set and done, Heath Slater came back in the ring. Honky Tonk Man had his signature guitar, bashed Slater in the face with the guitar. Classic Honky Tonk Man, then just had a dance party from there.
Vintage.
Then,
Oh my.
there was supposed to be a match between Kofi Kingston and
Fandango. Fandango.
No, it's not Fandango. You gotta feel the age.
No, it's Fandango. It's the paper bags with movie tickets.
It was supposed to be a match between Fandango and Kofi Kingston, but apparently Fandango,
Dickhole.
whatever the heck his name is, Johnny Curtis.
Douchebag, there you go.
Yeah. Was supposed to face Kofi, but Justin Roberts mispronounced his name, so he just right back all the way to the stage and no contest from there.
Why does he look familiar, though?
He's Johnny Curtis.
He still reminds me of Johnny Curtis a little bit.
He is Johnny Curtis.
He reminds me of, Morrison.
He is Johnny Curtis.
That's who John Morrison is? Really?
No. No, I'm saying Johnny Curtis is Fandango.
Ah. He looks to me like he's fucking John Morrison.
Why?
If you think about it, he does kind of look like.
Alright, anyway, moving right along.
Triple H came out, he's all pissed off, and because he wants his revenge against Brock Lesnar from SummerSlam where he broke his arm.
Twice.
SummerSlam last year. So Triple H is all pissed that he challenged Brock Lesnar, and we're supposed to be getting a response from it next Raw.
Tomorrow night.
WrestleMania 29. Moving right along, we had champion versus champion, world champion Alberto Del Rio against the Barrett Barrage, Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett. Nope.
Alberto Del Rio and Barrett, they had a good match. Del Rio came up successfully.
It was
Unfortunately.
a very entertaining match, and it was very, very athletic. That's why I liked it.
Speaking of entertaining, I'm going to get right to the match that really made a highlight of my night.
Mine too.
This was pretty much the highlight of my night. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, bringing you from, I keep forgetting how it goes, the Road Dogg Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
Let me say it the proper way, because I know you screwed it up.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D, Generation X, proudly brings to you your, I even forget how many times.
5 times.
Team champions of the world, the Road Dogg Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
The New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, my #1 favorite tag team of all time from the Attitude Era and from today, still my #1 favorite tag team, New Age Outlaws. Faced Primo and Epico with the manager, the sexy Rosa Mendez. And there's you get proof that J-Van did. New Age Outlaws, which really made me happy, was successful against Primo and Epico. Mm-hmm. Then we moved on to the main event with Punk, Orton, Show, and Sheamus. Now, this match really had me up on my feet because I was rooting for Sheamus because he is not yet faced that man at all.
At all.
Or at WrestleMania. And I was rooting for Sheamus to see that match because it was a match I always wanted to see. But it turns out CM Punk successfully won the match, and it's going to be Punk and Undertaker at WrestleMania 29.
Awesome.
Excuse me there. Yeah.
And that's Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, we got JVD. He's going to talk about SmackDown. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Rewind. This is season number 3, episode number 7. Before I get into talking about Impact, this past week we lost one of the wrestling world's greatest managers, Percy Pringle, a.k.a. Paul Bearer, a.k.a. William Moody. He was definitely one of the best, if not the best, manager of all time. He ranks up there with Captain Lou Albano, the Grand Wizard, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mr. Fuji, and the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. he's definitely one of a kind. Unfortunately, JV can't be here. Fortunately, JV can't be here and talk about this. Gary says R.I.P. Paul Bear, and we're going to give a moment of silence for the memory of Paul Bear. All right. Thank you very much for participating in that. Now, let's talk about Impact. Impact opened up with a memorial tribute to Percy Pringle and Paul Bear and William Moody. It is the final TNA Impact before lockdown. Starting things off, Austin Aries was introduced to the ring. And in the ring, Aries said that he can't get a hold of his tag team partner, Bobby Roode, but said that that's okay because he still got the job done against Hernandez last week on Impact. Aries then turned his attention to Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray after their TNA title clash on Sunday. Aries said he took time out of his busy schedule to give them advice last week, but they rejected him. He then called out the world champion Jeff Hardy for a match tonight. Jeff Hardy's music hits, and they have a match right now, right then. Aries beats Hardy down. Commercial break. Let's see, 10 minutes. Hardy finally escapes Aries' attack before delivering countless offensive moves. Hardy then climbed up the rope and did the twist of fate. And he did the, let's see. He wanted to do the twist of fate, but then Matt Morgan suddenly hit the ring. Matt Morgan then gave Jeff Hardy the carbon footprint, ending the match. The winner by disqualification was Jeff Hardy. Backstage segment with Sting giving a pep talk to Magnus, James Storm, Samoa Joe, and Eric Young. Sting shouted, "Calm down," and then vowed to kick every single one of Aces and Eights' asses and their faces. Let's see. We get a thing last week where Kurt Angle infiltrates the Aces and Eights clubhouse. Let's see. We get a promo between Wes Briscoe and Taz, and Kurt Angle comes out and beats the ever-living crap out of him, pretty much. Next, also surprisingly, the VP, the so-called VP of Aces and Eights, was D'Lo Brown, believe it or not. Yeah, D'Lo Brown is the new member of Aces and Eights, believe it or not. It's pretty surprising. Let's see, next match we got Sting versus Devon in a non-title match, TV champion non-title match, in the best of 3 series to determine the main advantage for Lethal Lockdown. The winner of that match was Devon, so Devon is already one step ahead. We got a gut check segment, pretty much. We get a 6-person mixed tag team match between Chavo Guerrero, Hernandez, and Velvet Sky, taking on Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, and Gail Kim. The winners of that match were Team Gail Kim, Gail Kim, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian. All right, up next we got an AJ Styles update. TNA cameras caught up with AJ Styles hanging out at a local bar in Gainesville, Georgia. Styles grabbed one of the TNA reps' throats and shoved him into the passenger door of his vehicle. Styles then grabbed the cameraman and told him to leave, which pretty much proves my point that AJ Styles will be the head honcho of Aces and Eights. Next up, we got the match number 2 of the best of the 3 series to determine who will have the main advantage. Wow, I cannot talk today at all. The main advantage at Lethal Lockdown. We get Samoa Joe and Magnus in a tag team match against Luke Gallows, or Doc, and Garrett Bischoff. Garrett Bischoff. The winners of that match were Joe and Magnus. They have unbelievable chemistry, I gotta say. We got next up. We got James Storm versus Mr. Anderson in the final best of 3 series to determine the main advantage at Lethal Lockdown. The winner of that match was Mr. Anderson at 3 minutes and 51 seconds. Pretty short match, but hey, it is what it is. Finally, we get a segment between Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy. Bully Ray was introduced to the ring alongside Brooke Hogan. Jeff Hardy was then introduced in street clothes without the face paint. Once everybody was in the ring, Bully Ray hyped up their TNA title match at Lockdown for tonight. Ray said that in 3 days, they will do what they do best, which is make wrestling history. He said they've done it before and they'll do it again, but that Hardy has battled back from so many personal demons, it's a bigger deal. Ray then speaks for every fan here and at home for himself that he is proud of Jeff Hardy. Hardy didn't react, selling that he was waiting to see where Bully Ray was going with this. Hardy said ever since he became champion, everybody from Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, and Christopher Daniels have tried to beat him down, but he kept overcoming the odds. Hardy said that he knows Ray will beat him up on Sunday, but will it be enough? Hardy said he's also proud of Bully Ray. Ray replied that he expected greatness from him, but he's never been able to say he's proud of himself. He said he won't be able to do that until he beats Hardy for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Ray said he isn't going over the top of the cage through the front door, but beating Hardy with his best move. Ray vowed to announce himself TNA World Heavyweight Champion come Sunday. Surprisingly, Hulk Hogan's music hits. Taz said he's about to puke out of his puke out here with all the butt kissing. He asked if Hogan was going to join butt kissing about crutches, something. Hogan took the mic and said, "This is as big as it gets." He said, "There is a locker room full of guys who want to be where Hardy and Ray are, but these are the two, and they are the best of the best." Hogan noted that they are looking for the leader to lead TNA into the future. Hopefully it's not Jeff Hardy. He said that he will be at Lockdown to find out who the next TNA champion will be. So he's booking a title loss for Hardy, pretty much. Hogan said Ray is like family to him, and it will be maybe the best man win on Sunday. Back in the ring, Hardy and Bully Ray shook hands. Suddenly, Aces and Eights appeared at ringside. Bully freaked out before helping Brooke out of the ring as D'Lo Brown crawled in the ring with the rest of the Aces and Eights members. Team TNA hits the ring, and it fades to black. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my TNA Impact review for this past week. Coming up next, JVD will be back, and he'll do SmackDown. So, all right, guys, welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Rewind, season number 3, episode 7. Now, time to talk about Friday Night SmackDown. So, here is our SmackDown correspondent, JVD. Take it away.
Sound like damn, this is a newscast all of a sudden.
That's what I want to be.
Right, guys. Yeah, true. SmackDown was from the Times Union Center in Albany, New York this week, And we kicked it off with the Real American Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter in the ring. Now, let me just say this. If you guys don't already know about it, he was arrested about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, for possession of marijuana, for speeding, and for DUI. Basically, they're still going to have him do the match at WrestleMania, but he's fucked. Let me just say that.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen after that? Not to interrupt you.
We don't know. Shit's gonna get crazy. He welcomes the universe to his America and says that he will be their future world heavyweight champion. And he asks everyone to show him the respect that he damn well apparently deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. Okay, Alberto Del Rio then comes out and says he's got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. I have the solution to show everyone what Jack Swagger's America is really all about. Then he shows footage of himself and Ricardo Rodriguez just as Coulter and Swagger giving their own State of the Union address.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking most hilarious thing ever. Because I actually did watch that on my way home from Wawa.
Yeah, yeah.
You really pouring an Eric on Wawa?
Yes, and I got a smoothie from Wawa, and it was friggin' amazing. Then we have a commercial break, which was I don't know. But if I hear that fight song again from my friend Russ, I'm gonna knee him right in the nuts. McIntyre and Slater were in the next match. They were in a tag team action facing Team Hell No.
3MB.
God, I fucking hate the idea of a 3M. That was the stupidest fucking thing ever. Anyway, McIntyre unloads on Kane. McIntyre is then reversed by Kane, and Kane hits the ring post shoulder first. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot. McIntyre then, of course, goes with the kicks, and pretty much everything runs out of this match. I did actually see this one, too. The winner of the match was Team Hell No. Slater with a roll-up on Bryan. Bryan continues and counters it, however. He counters the roll-up into the no-lock for the win. And then, of course, then you get the images of Alicia Fox and Natalia shipped to Rwanda, Africa.
Which is pretty cool.
Backstage, you see Matt Striker with Dolph Ziggler, AJ the Whore, and Big fucking Langston. Ziggler says that last week the universe made their voices heard and voted him to face Alberto Del Rio tonight, and it's because it's all about the Money in the Bank briefcase and Big E Langston when all three of the stars align right there tonight against Del Rio. History will be made. Then, of course, Feed Me More came on down to the ring. He crosses paths with Mark Henry, and they have a stare down, much like they did in the ring on Old School Raw. They go back into from commercial break to show what happened on Raw, and Triple H issuing the challenge to Brock Lesnar. Then you hear "Feed Me More," and the song, I forget what it's called, but it's Damian Sandow's music hits. And
what? The Hallelujah chorus.
I didn't know what the fuck it was. Okay.
Come on, that's one of the most recognizable songs in the world.
You almost fucked that saying up, which is great. Okay. Sandow's in the ring and says that he'll face Ryback, and he calls Ryback a barbaric brute, and the man that Darwin's theory of evolution just happened to forget. That's just pretty bad, but it's pretty fucking hilarious when you think about it. Okay, now Ryback powers Sandow into the corner and shoulders him like a motherfucker. Okay? And then overhead toss out of the corner by Ryback. Then he picks up Sandow and hits a power slam, and as Sandow rolls out of the ring, Ryback decides, nah, you're not going to fuck with this one. We're throwing your ass back in. Sandow now, however, on the apron snaps Ryback's neck off the top rope with a guillotine-type choke off of the top rope, and then a slap to the back of Ryback's head. Ryback chases after him, and Sandow back in the ring with a forearm to the back and a series of clotheslines. Basically, at the end of it, though, Ryback's Sandow stopping on Ryback and delivering knee strikes and knee drop from Sandow into a reverse chin lock. The crowd then launches into the "Feed Me More" chant.
Oh, yeah.
And Ryback powers out and takes out Sandow with an arm drag. Sandow then off the ropes runs into an elbow, and Ryback with a body drop will then hit a spine buster, setting up for the meat hook clothesline. And he hits it. Big time. Ryback then picks up Sandow and hits him with the shell shock for the 3 counts. This is a question I want either one of you guys can answer this one. All right. The question is, what is the actual name of the shell-shocked maneuver? Do either one of you know it? I should have it here because I just put out the cards earlier today for Nexus for Raw Deal. Do either one of you know it? Did either one of you hear me?
I can hear you. The actual name of the shell shock?
Mm-hmm. Alex, do you know it? Putnam.
What happened? Really? You had to wait for me?
I asked a question.
What's the question? Sorry.
The actual name of the shell shocked is what?
Samoan drop.
Close, but no.
What is it? No.
The backpack stunner.
The what?
Backpack stunner. I actually have it right on a Raw Deal card. I'll show you at the end of the show. Okay. Backstage, after all that, he goes over with the Shield and everything. Then they get into Del Rio and Ziggler. Funny thing is, AJ...
She got wet. Right?
Yeah.
She got wet.
AJ and, what's his name? Fuck. I hate my life right now. Rodriguez. Her and Rodriguez get... and Langston, I'm sorry, should be... They're ejected from the ring area. Even though this was both, I believe all 3 of them done. The winner of that match would be Alberto Del Rio. Now, I'm going to bring this up because I think it was Gary that brought him up. The next match was Mark Henry versus Yoshitatsu, and I think, Gary, you brought it up when we were off camera. Yoshitatsu is not being really used to his full potential.
No, he ain't.
And I totally agree with you on that.
I mean, he's not even asked to be on the show that much. I mean, he's a wrestler, but every time he's been asked to get on, he loses.
Yeah, same here. He actually lost to Mark Henry.
That's because Vince McMahon is racist.
Yeah. Then they go into the moment that announced that Donald Trump will be the latest inductee to the Celebrity Wing of the Hall of Fame. This is fucking stupid.
Should be Andy Kaufman.
But it's fucking hilarious. The Divas champion Caitlyn was in a match against Tamina Snuka. Tamina managed to pull that one out. Then at the end of that match, Damian Sandow walks in and Rose asks Sandow what he thinks of Caitlyn. Sandow says commendable in-ring performer, and Rose asks what Sandow thinks of her as a woman. Sandow says she's made the most of what she can, considering she comes from a clearly deficient genetic pool.
You're welcome.
Now we get our second, then we get a commercial, then we get a Fandango promo, then we get a commercial, and then we get Justin Gabriel versus supposedly Fandango.
Not happening.
Fandango comes out and tells Lillian Garcia the way she pronounces his name is unacceptable.
She called
and
her
says he'll
Joey.
make his debut when his name is finally pronounced correctly. Fandango then asks if everyone is incompetent and he will not compete tonight, and everyone can thank Lillian.
No, he said Jillian.
He said Jillian, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, right.
He said
Sorry.
Jillian, that was hilarious.
He fucked up the name. Let me just say this: Fandango can suck my nuts. The gimmicks are getting old, and we don't like them.
Yeah, we don't like gimmicks. Gimmicks are lame.
Well, no, that gimmick is old.
Unless if the best gimmick was Doink the Clown.
That was fucking great. That was good. That was funny. Sheamus versus the Big Show was the last match of this one. I want to be brief about that. And the winner of it, well, take a guess who it was.
Sheamus.
Yes.
Gary?
Actually, to me, it was a no draw because one, the Shield interrupted, and then the Big Show surprisingly knocked down the Shield. I mean, Orton, Sheamus, and Show were together defacing Shield. Knocked them all out. Then Big Show knocked out Sheamus, and Orton RKO'd Show. There was no contest.
That's true. It was a no contest. As Shield makes their way through the crowd to ringside, Randy Orton runs down to even up the odds, and it's a 3-on-2 brawl. And Show slides in to even things up, clearing the ring of the Shield.
I like
Then Sheamus with the KO punch. Orton then hits an RKO on Show. The Shield retreat through the crowd and stand down between Orton and the Shield. Basically, the Shield proving that they are pussies yet again.
I like to bring up a clear statement about something for all three of us to think about. Just think about it. When WrestleMania comes around, by somewhere around a few weeks or whatever, Big Show's gonna turn face again. It's gonna be Show, Sheamus, and Orton facing the Shield at WrestleMania.
Could be.
Just think about it. Then, if you think about it clearly, it's gonna be Show, Sheamus, and Orton being the top winners.
No, I don't think Sheamus is gonna be a part of it. He's gonna face Barrett for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
And win it.
Well,
and be a Triple Crown winner.
I'm going to go with Shield, because you may never know.
All right.
That might work. But anyway, that's what happened from Albany at the Times Union Center. Alex originally put down when he did his video for the SmackDown recap, which is next, that he threw it over to me, but because of changes in schedules and everything else and yada yada.
My bad.
We changed it around a little bit. What we're gonna do? Gary's leaving us. It sucks.
Aw.
We're gonna.
I have school tomorrow.
Well, so do I.
True. Well, I have work.
Alright, we'll see you, Falcons.
I see you, Gary.
Okay.
Well, what happens is when we come back, I'm gonna turn my camera on finally.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about the recent passing of one of the best managers in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment. We're talking about the death of Paul Bearer.
I actually talked about that I talked about that when you were at Wawa. So go ahead and give your thoughts now.
Okay. We lost him at the age of 58. It's a shame that he's gone. Really.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the greatest managers, no matter if he was managing Vader, Mankind, Kane, Undertaker.
The Executioner.
He did what he had to do. He was a good person. When I met him at Wizard World last year, he was a phenomenal guy.
Yeah. He was great. I saw him at WrestleMania last year. He was awesome.
When he did his, I asked him, and I didn't even film it. I should have filmed it. When I asked him to talk, like he did as Paul Bearer, saying something, about Undertaker, it was perfect. And I think now they're not going to do it now, but they really should do it now. They should put him in the Hall of Fame now. But I see that probably happening next year.
Yeah. Agreed.
Other than that, that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very tragic loss that we had to endure and hear about as pro wrestling fans.
Absolutely.
With that being said, when we come back, the WWE TNA quiz will begin. Alex is in the hot seat, and we'll be kicking ass.
I'm going down.
We'll
be right back. Yeah, why not? All right, guys, welcome back to the Rewind. That was awkward. Here's JVD. I'm going to be quizzed. Here we go.
Yeah, the quiz is a quiz about WWE and TNA. It is A lot. Question quiz apparently. Where the fuck is the start button?
There we go.
You ready to go?
Yep.
Alright, start the quiz now. The first question. Who did The Undertaker defeat, at WrestleMania 21? Was it Shawn Michaels, Mr. Kennedy, Randy Orton, RVD, or Kurt Angle?
Randy Orton.
Okay. Your answer is correct.
All right, 1 for 1.
Question 2 of 11. Which TNA knockout was crowned by the Main Event Mafia as the chosen one?
Ooh.
Was it Tara, Awesome Kong, ODB, Angelina Love, or Tracy Brooks?
Tracy Brooks.
So, 2 for 2.
2 for 2?
Yep. Who is the longest reigning? This is beside Punk. He's not even on the list. Who is the longest reigning WWE champion in history? Is it Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, JBL, or Triple H?
Was before Punk or?
Before Punk, because he's not even on the list.
I was going to say Bruno Sammartino, but he's not even on the list either.
No, he's not.
But he is the longest reigning. 4,000 days. Almost a decade.
That is true.
But, can you say the people again?
Yep, Taker, HBK, Cena, JBL, or the Game?
Cena.
Cena. Final answer?
Final answer.
I don't think you're right. You're incorrect. My answer, which I thought was right. The wrestling god himself, JBL.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, how did you feel on any of that one? Okay, I'm just gonna give you this one. We already know it. Mr. Kennedy was signed to TNA. What is he known as?
Mr.
Kennedy,
Anderson.
Obviously. Fucking easy ass question. They give you a question you don't know shit about, and they give you a question you fucking always gotta know. Unless you're a fucking.
He's the longest reigning champion in SmackDown history.
Well, technically it said WWE.
Okay.
I'm waiting for question 5 to load up.
I'll take it.
Apologize. Yeah, JBL, longest reigning champ back then.
In SmackDown history.
In SmackDown history, I can definitely say. Smack the shit out of this friggin'
Show him your belt.
First, hell.
Show him your belt. Oh yeah, he got a new belt, guys.
A new play toy.
He got a new play toy. It's the Attitude Era. Gonna get it signed, I bet?
Probably.
By who?
By DB.
I'm sending you your DVDs, by the way.
When?
This week.
Okay. Question 5. Who did Vladimir Kozlov lose his first match to? John Cena, Triple H, Undertaker, or Shawn Michaels?
Undertaker.
Undertaker is 100% wrong.
It's Triple H, isn't it?
No, it's Shawn Michaels, actually.
What?
Shawn Michaels. I'm reading the answers right here. Alright.
Alright. 3 for 5.
I know the answer to this one. I'm going to put it down. If you don't say it, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. Which TNA superstar... Sorry. Which TNA superstar created the TNA Global title? Samoa Joe, Mr. Anderson, Sting, Booker T, AJ Styles.
Booker T.
That's what I was thinking. Because it was originally called the Legends title. That's exactly what it was.
But Eric Young won it, and he turned it into the Global title when he was a part of that World Elite. That's right.
And then when he won it, when it was a television title, he started doing all that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Okay, which of the following superstars? Pretty fucking simple. Which of the following superstars is not in the WWE Hall of Fame? Is it Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, or Ric Flair?
The Undertaker.
Yeah, obviously.
But he will be next year.
He retires next year. Alright, question number 8. Who is the founder of TNA Wrestling? Is it Dixie Carter, Jeff Jarrett, Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair?
That mid-card piece of monkey crap, Jeff Jarrett.
Wow, you put a mid-card piece of monkey crap, huh? Yeah, you're right. I didn't even need to worry about that one. Which of the following... Oh! This is a good one. Which of the following superstars has never won a Royal Rumble match?
A Royal Rumble, okay.
I think we know the answer to this one. It's either Jeff Hardy, The Big Show, Santino Marella, The Great Khali, or none of the above.
Who's never won?
Never won.
A Royal Rumble match. None of the above.
Actually, I think you're wrong. Santino, I believe, is the right one. No, you're right. Holy shit.
Santino never won the Royal Rumble.
I said have not won the Royal Rumble. That was the question.
None of them have won. Maybe in the WWE 13 video game. On sale now.
My brother played it, and he fucking made Laurinaitis win it, which was great.
Why?
Because he ran out of superstars, and he said show up with the last one and fucking ended up winning with Laurinaitis, who then I kicked the crap out of.
Dear God.
Okay, number 10. Which superstar is not a TNA original? Robert Roode, AJ Styles, Jeff Jarrett, Matt Morgan, or James Storm?
Matt Morgan.
I think you're right about that one. I do. I believe you're correct, and you are.
Yes.
Last question before we get to our top 5 list, which is old school superstars. Ooh. Let's see if you know this one. Which 2 superstars have walked out of WWE Elimination Chamber as champion? Randy Orton and Undertaker, John Cena and Chris Jericho, John Cena and The Undertaker, Batista and Jericho, or Sheamus and Rey Mysterio?
Cena and Jericho.
I have a feeling you're right. No.
No?
One of the 2 is right, though. Jericho.
Jericho did win. Cena did win also.
Yeah. I don't know why they're telling you you're wrong, but apparently the right answer, according to them, is D. Batista and Jericho.
Well, no. Well, Batista did win. He did retain his title, but he didn't win a title match. Or he didn't win the title. He retained it.
True.
So
out of
technically,
everything there, you got a score of 73.
73%?
73 out of 100. Yeah,
That's a
not
C. Yay.
bad. You should take it. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, I guess.
Check me out.
It's more than half.
Definitely more than half. We now move on to our top 5 list.
I don't have mine together.
You don't have yours together.
No.
You lazy piece of monkey shit. No, I'm only kidding. Actually, let me go ahead and think of a couple from me. We'll think when we come back, top 5 list time.
Coolio. All right, guys, welcome back to the final segment of the Pro Wrestling Rewind Season number 3, Episode 7. It is the top 5. The top 5 old school wrestlers. Top 5 old school wrestlers. That's right. Old school, baby. Who wants to start? You, me, flip a coin. What do you want to do?
You want to do it? I want to do it. Who doesn't?
Screw it. I'll do it.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Solve everything.
My number 5, old school wrestler, Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig. He was always a huge wrestling success, an AWA champ before he became the WWE. But when he was packaged as Mr. Perfect, it was, well, perfect. His attitude changed in technicality, technically amazing skills, easily made him one of the absolute greatest wrestlers of all time. Mr. Perfect, number 5. What about you? You're number 5, JVD.
My number 5 is actually going to be, you'd be shocked to hear about it, Nikolai Volkov.
Wow.
A blast from the European nation. Gotta show love for it.
Uh,
He was one of the best, I think, personally. I believe he held the AWA or NWA title before.
I believe so. AWA, yes.
Yes, it was. He just had everything in it, in himself, and I loved it. I got to see a couple of his matches on YouTube. I fell in love with it. What more can I say? Now I vote for it.
Excellent choice. I was not expecting that. Not at all. Not at all. Definitely not. Okay, my number 4. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You had to go to the Austin era.
I must admit, he freaking intimidated the crap out of me.
Nice.
He intimidated the crap out of me especially when he was a bad guy. Especially when he was a bad guy.
I remember when he was
back in the 90s.
In the shopping market.
Him and Booker T in the shopping market was hilarious.
We need a price check on.
No, he's
What did you say? Need a price check on something?
price check on Jackass. But yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin is definitely one of the greatest superstar of the Attitude Era. He made the Attitude Era what it was. And he's not number 1, but he's still on the list. So Stone Cold Steve Austin, oh hell yeah. JVD, you're number 4.
Number 4. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Wow.
This guy has one son in the business. I say one because we really don't see Goldust or Dustin Rhodes at all.
Not as much.
But with what he's done, how he's done it over the years, Dusty Rhodes gave Cody Rhodes a shot.
Mm-hmm.
He put Cody Rhodes out there for Vince to see. Vince took a shot, and bam. You see what Cody's done. He's already been tag team champion, Intercontinental champion. He's been in Royal Rumble matches. He's been in Money in the Banks. He's been where he needs to be. Okay? I personally think Dusty Rhodes is the reason why. He also is a great wrestler in the ring. He's got enough skills and personality to make it. What more could you ask for? Really?
Exactly. Dusty Rhodes is number 4. Respect. Much respect. My number 3 is going to be the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Ah, okay.
Ted DiBiase is simply one of the best wrestlers ever. He wasn't muscular, but he damn sure knew how to wrestle, punch, and execute multitudes of moves, and he knew, most importantly, he knew how to win. But he didn't know how to win the big one, unfortunately. He knew how to capitalize on his skills by going with the $1 Million Man marquee. It seems like everybody's heard of him. Everybody's got a price.
Everybody's
For
gonna
the
pay.
Because the $1 Million Man
Always
gets his way. That's why he's my number 3. JV, your number 3 is?
My number 3 is actually your number 3.
Really?
$1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. However, he's also tied with Bret the Hitman Hart.
Whoa.
The reason why I'm saying it, I'll go over the $1 Million Man first to pretty much put it the best. He knew what to do when it came to that ring. He wasn't the most muscular guy, but he had the brains to go in there and do the job and get it done. Bret the Hitman Hart, though, is one of the best technical wrestlers in the history of the world of wrestling. He's been trained by his father in the Hart Dungeon. You cannot ask for anything more off of that. You train in that dungeon, you're set to do one thing. Go out there and whip some serious ass. And that's what Bret has done his entire career before he retired. He has a lot to go off of. He is still there. He can come back in the ring today and still kick somebody's ass.
Yeah,
Personally, that's why they're tied. I don't care what anyone has to say. That's what I want to say. Bret Hart, $1 Million Man, in number 3 because of the reasons that they have the brains, they have the skills, and they knew what the hell they were doing when they stepped in that ring every night to entertain the fans.
they actually did put on some entertaining matches together. I don't know if you know this or not.
No, I know. I heard it. I seen it.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was on the best of Saturday Night's Main Event. DVD. Spectacular.
DVD spectacular.
It was great. Alright. Now, my number 2. This might be a little bit of a surprise. Some people might not are kind of confused to see why this guy isn't number 1, because he's my favorite wrestler of all time. My number 2 is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was always successful, famous, and good-looking before he was known as HBK, and we all know that. The Rockers were cool, but Marty Jannetty obviously wasn't going to be as good as Shawn. That's obvious. When he turned heel, like back in the 90s, HBK, and became HBK, Michaels' career skyrocketed. Not only that, he became one of the best technical wrestlers of all time. He's an amazing fighter, a great persona, the best wrestler of all time, in my opinion. JV, you're number 2.
Number 2 is a 3-person group here. It is the New Age Outlaws and Bruno Sammartino.
Ooh.
Reason why I'm picking NAO, they were a dominant tag team as a part of DX. They were one of the most interesting and entertaining. Not saying that another tag teams like the Road Warriors and ENC and the Rock and Sock Connection were.
Dudley Boys.
What?
Dudley Boys.
Dudley Boys, the Hardys, what have you. But I think, what the fuck? So I just turned around to look at that certain show for a minute. That's what happens. No, but the New Age Outlaws, they were good. They were really good. Mm-hmm. And this week on Monday Night Raw, they actually revealed why they were there. Why they were tag team champions for so many times. And Bruno Sammartino, the longest reigning WWE champion in history. 4,000 some odd days. You really can't go that high. You really got to ask yourself, wow, what did I do? What exactly did he do to get there? He made himself become a success by training his ass off every day, but most of all, stepping into that ring and, like I said, for a couple of them right by now, entertain the fans. Know what he's doing and entertain the fans in a way that was respectable for most, if not all, people. That, I think, is what makes Bruno Sammartino one of the best of all time. One of my favorite old school wrestlers of all time.
Thank God he's going in the Hall of Fame finally.
Thank God. It's been a long fucking time.
Thank God. Now, number 1, the best old school wrestler, in my opinion. Surprisingly, no, it's not Hulk Hogan. To me, there's only one man that I think is the greatest old school wrestler persona. It's the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah, brother. Macho Man is one of the 5 most famous wrestlers ever, along with Hogan, Warrior, Austin, and Cena.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Savage would have been a star anyway, but he had an amazing personality, a great physique, and mad wrestling skills. He and Ricky Steamboat at WrestleMania 3, the greatest Intercontinental title match of all time. In short, he's the greatest wrestling persona ever in the history of all time.
You're number 1 again.
Yeah.
Yes, Macho Man Randy Savage. My number 1, as we go back over to me, I don't know if you can consider him an old school wrestler. If you can't, then I already have a backup. But I want to say, besides Macho Man, because he's definitely up there, he's the number one as well. I'm going to say Eddie Guerrero.
Viva la raza.
If you don't consider that old school, I'm sorry. I mean, depends on what Alex thinks is old school.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I'll let it go.
I had to go by the other judge of the crew here. The reason why.
Let's slide.
Macho Man, it's a time for number one with Macho Man and Eddie Guerrero. Macho Man, Randy Poffo, did what he had to do. Randy Poffo, he passed away at a young age. He was still up there. He probably could have came back in the ring and kicked so many more asses in his career. Doing what he did, he was able to make a living off of wrestling. He was able to make sure the fans went home satisfied at the end of every night, like a cheap hooker. I'm not calling Randy Savage a hooker, I'm just saying. But he was able to do a lot of things. And Alex put it the best. One thing Randy had was a superior ability to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made him different. But you all have to expect that.
Same thing goes for Eddie, too.
Same thing goes for Eddie, but the thing that made Eddie more is he came back to become WWE champion, and the same night as Benoit at, I think it was WrestleMania 20, or
Mm-hmm.
he won the title at No Way Out.
From your favorite wrestler of all time, Brock Lesnar. That's another story for a different time.
I'll beat the shit out of you later for that. And then he retained it at WrestleMania. It was him and Benoit.
Him and Angle.
Him and Angle. Was it him and Angle?
Yeah, he faced Angle, and then Benoit faced HBK and Triple H.
Yeah, I'm talking about the celebration.
Yeah.
With Eddie and Benoit.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, we're bringing up one name, Benoit. You don't like it? The same thing I said the entire 2 fucking seasons we've done before this. Fuck you. We say what we want. This is our show.
Okay.
Okay? I'm good. What the fuck? Turn around and just see asses shaking. That's just. Ugh. Anyway. Eddie Guerrero. He battled so much drug addiction, alcohol addiction, to overcome the odds the way he has. And killed it. He killed it up there. Whether he was in the lowrider as a face, whether he wasn't a face, hell, face or heel, that guy could pull off more shit than anyone could imagine. To be honest, I think him and Chavo make the X Division look bad. Because Chavo and Eddie did things the X Division probably would never dare to do in their life.
Oh, hell no.
On top of all that, Eddie had some of the funniest things ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie took all the toilet paper from the stall the bathroom took a shit in, which was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta find that clip now and rewatch it because it was just fucking great.
Awesome.
I gotta watch that clip now. But either way you look at it, you know, I can't say.
Latino heat.
Better.
Latino heat.
Latino heat. I can't say anything else more about it. But those 2 are number one for the reasons that they did things that most wrestlers would never dream about doing or do in general. And Eddie Guerrero overcoming every addiction he had to go ahead and one day eventually come over and win the World Heavyweight Championship that night. No, sorry. It was the undisputed title that he won. Or in this case, the WWE Championship, which Brock Lesnar held. No way out when he lost the belt. Just unbelievable.
Absolutely. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Rewind.
Yeah.
Episode 3. Episode 7, Season 3.
Finally got it done.
Finally got it done. It's about damn time.
Yeah, we will have more information and shit come up your way. Wizard World this year is coming up, by the way, in May. and I'm going to be going to it.
Take video.
You know, I mean, I'm going to try to see if my $300 VIP pass can get me some pretty good stuff. What I'm also going to try to do is be able to videotape myself asking a question in the panel that Daniel Bryan will be in on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. John Cena, by the way, will be there on Thursday night as well. All right, that will do it for us here at the Rewind. Reminding you guys, even though this is nowhere near this show, I don't give a fuck, though. Help control the pet population, have your pets spayed or neutered.
How did I not know you were going to say that?
SeaWorld, okay? Motherfucking motherfucking world.
Hasn't happened yet.
Has not happened yet.
Exactly. Hasn't happened. It's not happening.
It's not.
It's not happening.
Also, guys, I want to thank, by the way, we can get a shot at this again?
Yeah, here you go.
This is the Attitude Era title that I was telling you about. I want to thank the company that I placed the order with to bring the belt. It's Ringside Collectibles, actually, guys.
It's a great website.
Check it out, ringsidecollectibles.com.
Sure.
I believe Alex has a page, because I believe you wanted was it the original Undisputed version or the WWE Championship in general?
It was the Undisputed.
Okay.
That's my favorite belt of all time.
Yes. Mine, of course, being the one I currently own right here.
It's not plastic, it's gold.
Damn straight. It's heavy as hell, too, which is great.
So like 20 pounds or something?
No, it's like 10.
Okay.
The other one over there, the TNA, is... Damn, it's heavy as shit, too.
Like 30.
Yeah, because keep it live right here on the Rewind for everything we want. Your viewers' voice, your comments, your questions. APizzle90, J-Band Diesel, you can come to us directly on our YouTube page, or you can leave it here on the Pro Wrestling Rewind page as well. We always love to hear from you guys.
Yes.
Till next time, wrestling remains cool before it even knew it was going to be cool. You guys keep rocking on. We'll see you right back here next time on the Pro Wrestling Rewind. We'll take you over and travel.
Peace out, baby. See you guys later. Oh, wait. Really?
Once. See you guys. See you next time.